Hey guys, it's Nicholas here from upgradeToLife.com and welcome to this video which is called The Correct Attitude for Consciously Manifesting. Because you can learn so much about consciously manifesting, you can learn the techniques, you can learn what's important, you can learn all the basics, you can learn so much that's out there. But if your attitude is still trying to make something happen, coming from a place of lack, seeing that still like having this impression that things still are separate from you and you have to attract them. And again, there are a lot of nuances to it that I want to help you to fine tune. And with this video right now, I want to help you to understand a really helpful attitude when you go into manifesting, when you go into consciously bringing the things that you desire into manifestation, making them tangible. Because again, what you do desire already does exist. And manifesting simply means making the unseen seen. I have a video on this called What Manifesting Actually Is. We make the unseen seen, and we can do this consciously or unconsciously, but we do it all the time. But what is a good attitude now moving forward into making manifesting a lifestyle? That's the topic of this video, and this is my explanation on it. So in short, that's the short version, and I made some videos about this already in other formats, but the short version is to only accept your fulfilled desire, right? Be very uncompromising. If you want to go from your job to financially stable, you don't say, oh yeah, maybe I could double my salary. No, you want to go to financial abundance, financial security. Or if you have symptoms and you say, oh yeah, maybe I can feel a little bit better. No, you want to go to absolute health, right? You want to go to what you actually want, not compromise and say, maybe this could be okay. Yeah, maybe that's the final thing I can manifest for myself. If actually you want to go for more, right? Being very uncompromising, only accepting the actual wish fulfilled as final, and don't accepting anything in between as final. I also have a video on this, right? It's not your desired end if it's not your desired end. Don't accept it as final. That's also what Neville said to one of his students when he had the problem, and Neville simply said to him, don't accept it. It's not done yet. Check out the video. Don't accept anything as final. But that's in short what this means. But now let's talk more about this. So when we want to have this attitude, when we want to be uncompromising and this bold way, to have this brazen impudence and all those sorts of traits when we go into it, it doesn't mean to fight against current circumstances, right? Because if you fight against the current circumstances, that would mean that you give them more attention. So all your attention is focused on what is currently there. These are my current circumstances, and you would make them bigger than you. Right? You would give your power away to them. You would forget that your circumstances, your problems, they depend on you. It's not that you depend on them. They depend on you as long as you keep them alive and keep reacting to them, keep dwelling on them, keep letting your attention be like attached to them. They will stay there. As soon as you subtract your attention from them and give your attention to what you want instead, become aware of what you want instead, imagine what you want instead, give your energy, your attention, like I said, to what you want instead and make that alive, then this is what you get. So first of all, again, manifesting doesn't mean to fight against something. And being bold, having this uncompromising attitude does not mean that you run away, you hide, or you fight your current circumstances. You can look at them, you can acknowledge them, but you don't accept them as final. Right? As long as it is not your end, it's not your end. So there is this powerful thing that Abdullah said to Neville. So Abdullah was the mentor from Neville, and he said, I did it, I'm doing it, and I will continue to do it until that which I've done is perfectly expressed in my world. And before that, I won't stop. So I did shift it in the end state. I am keeping the end state alive within myself, and I will continue to do so until the state of what I actually want is expressed in my world. And I won't stop before that, right? So the correct attitude is that you acknowledge, but you don't accept. Huge difference. Accepting is, okay, that's how it is right now. But I don't mean an accepting of being present with what is. I mean accepting in a way of, you kind of say, okay, that's how it is right now, and that's what I have to deal with right now for the rest of my life. That's just how it is. I have to somehow accept it and obey it. That's what I mean. Accepting doesn't, you can, of course, be aware and acknowledge it, how it is right now. That's good. You're present. You see, okay, that's how it is. But if it's not to your liking, if it's not what you actually want, then you don't accept that as final. Okay? Because your circumstances, and that is the reminder, the refresher for you, in case you forgot that this is actually the workings of them, they are reverberant. They are confirming. They have a confirming nature. Your world, your outside world, your life events, the circumstances, the things around you, your bank account, your finances, your health, your relationships, your relationship situation, all of that, your life, right? What you get reflected back, that's reverberant, that's confirming of what is alive in your inner world, right? So if you understand this right now, again, if you accept this again, then how can these circumstances matter? Because I know you hear this oftentimes, and I'm also not saying that it's not true. It's very true. The circumstances actually don't matter, but you have to understand why they don't matter. It's not because they are irrelevant. It's not because circumstances are, in a sense, crazily unreal. But there is some sort of, non-reality to them if you understand that they're changeable, that they're not set in stone. Right? So don't walk around delusional and think that your circumstances are, they are as they are right now. Okay, well, you can acknowledge that. But if you know that they are simply reverberant, and that as soon as you align yourself internally in a new way, as soon as you make a radical internal realignment, shift in a new state, adopt a new inner identity, change your self-concept, right? Imagine a new version of yourself, imagine having achieved the goal, then the circumstances will also change, and then how can they actually matter? How can the present circumstances matter and be overwhelmingly bigger than you if you are the operant power, if you make the changes, right? So the circumstances will move once you move internally. That's what you should never forget. So we want to dare to assume. And like I said in the thumbnail of this video is basically saying right here, no hope, right? We don't want to hope. Like hope is, hope is just sugarcoating that you actually don't believe. No worry, right? No begging. Instead, we want to consciously and boldly choose something that already is. And if you can't believe, then check out the video I did called How to Actually Believe. If right now it's hard for you to believe something that is not there yet. But via your imagination, via consciously shifting to the end state, you can start to believe. You can start to develop this inner conviction and knowingness and calmness and certainty that a new thing is true for you, that you can make a new thing internally already natural for you, which then again is confirmed by this world to you. And that's why Neville always said, dare to assume, right? This little word, dare, not just assume that you have it. You need to dare to assume it, because again, it is very, very likely that your current circumstances first will show you the seemingly opposite, will show you there is no movement, right? But as we dare to assume it and remain in that end state, we see changes in that regards. And that's also why we don't want to try and solve a problem. Because again, if we try to solve a problem, like Albert Einstein said, you can never solve a problem from the state that created it. So you're here right now, and you try to solve a problem that's in your current state, but you won't find a solution there. But if you leave that state behind and adopt and internally shift into a new state, right, using all the methods, all the techniques available to you, just deciding that, just making that intention, just making this instant shift. I also have a video on how to shift into the state of the wish fulfilled in just seconds. Check out this video. There's a very powerful question that you can ask yourself to make this instant shift. You don't want to focus on solving problems, because solving problems will keep you in the same state, in the same room, or actually other problems will come up. But you need to go to this state where the problem no longer exists. And I have a video on this called Don't Focus on Solved Problems, Focus on Shifting States. I will also link this above right now. But that's the key message again of this video, right? Is that the right attitude for manifesting, for consciously manifesting, because again, manifesting is not something you do or don't do. We all manifest. We all imagine ahead of our senses, assume things, become aware of things, identify with things, and they are then slowly expressed in our world. But now we want to do it consciously so that we can get exactly our desired results. And therefore, you need to be a little bit bold. You can't be a sheep, right? You can't be a little grasshopper and being overwhelmed and think that your circumstances are set in stone. If you don't like them, if you do have triggers, ask yourself, what's the desire behind that? And then internally, adopt the state of the wish fulfilled. Internally go into the end state. Internally make alive that mood, that viewpoint, that state of the wish fulfilled. In the free masterclass, I know I'm in the last couple of videos I'm advertising that, but I think that it includes a lot of wisdom nuggets and straight to the point explanations. I do also again explain methods and ways on how to go into the end state and how to be the version of yourself that has your desired reality, that has your desired life experiences. So check out the free masterclass. That's the first link. The second link, in case you want to work with me, is for you to apply for a free call with me to see if we are a good fit. But again, adopt this attitude. Be bold, right? How would God, how would your true self, how would your higher self that knows that everything is already there, that has this bigger picture understanding of life, that doesn't just see one outcome and the current circumstances, that sees, oh, there's actually more possible. There are already more possibilities. There are already more potentials, more parallel realities. There are infinite states, that sees this bigger outlook. It doesn't is shocked. It simply would boldly claim that I'm right now in this new room, even though your life still shows you back the results from the state you previously had alive. That's just how it works, right? The mirror is usually a little bit delayed. It's like a delayed confirming mirror. So you still get stuff back that you previously had alive, then you shift internally, and it takes a while for the mirror to catch up. But as long as you keep remaining faithful, basically, and remaining in that new desired state, the mirror also has to catch up at some point. But it needs this boldness, it needs this uncompromising attitude, that you won't stop, that you won't accept anything as final unless it is your ideal, unless it is actually what you want to see manifested. And if you live by that, it also becomes pretty easy. It also becomes fun, and it's a powerful mindset tool that will help you actually live more self-empowered and move forward and manifest better. So try it from now on. Live uncompromising, live bold, live and dare to assume. Okay? Leave me in the comments your views on this, your questions, your feedbacks. I look forward to hearing from you guys, and I speak to you in the next one. Bye, guys.